I'm Simi Pasha and you're watching Good News Today. This week we're bringing you the 50th episode of our special series where we bring you positive stories of hope and courage because we believe news needn't always be bad. They say heroes in circumstances. It's about how you react under pressure. Several people put their own lives at risk trying to safeguard the lives of others. Here's the story of one such real hero who saved several lives during the Gurdaspur terror attack. Take a look.
The SWAT and special units of the Punjab police were in the limelight for the 12-hour-long intense battle with terrorists at Dinanagar town in Punjab's Gurdaspur district on 27th of July. But it was the proactive role played by common men of this small town that defeated the terror plot, saving hundreds of lives at the risk of their own.
और खचाखच पड़ी हुई थी। ये डाटा शो कर रहा है कि आदमी कितने हैं। ते उसमें जब मैंने उसको उतारा सवारी को, जब 600 मीटर में बस अड्डे से आगे गया, आगे क्या देखा मैंने, एक कार, वाइट कार खड़ी इस साइड में। वाइट कार में एक आदमी साइड में खड़ा था। एक ही मिला मेरे को। मैं क्यों बोलूंगी 4 देखे या 2 देखे हैं। उसने मुंह में पट्टी बंधी हुई थी और सेना की वर्दी डाली थी। मेरे को शक हुआ कि ये अगर सेना का आदमी होता तो मुंह में पट्टी क्यों बांधनी थी, जब पुलिस का होता तो क्यों करता। मेरे को ऐसे गड़बड़ी की शंका दिखाई दी। मैंने कनेक्टर को बोला कि ऐसे कर, सवारी को चेतना दे दे यार, बाड़ी भगाएंगे अभी।
हम उधर दूध लेने गए तो पुल पर तार बिछी हुई थी, तो उधर देखा कि ये अचानक बम बंधे हुए हैं। तो फिर हमने वहाँ देख सुनकर फिर एक लड़का अपना भाई इधर भेजा, गेट कीपर को भेजा, गेट कीपर के पास भेजा तो उसने बोला भी जाओ जाके देखो कि पुल पर बम बंधे हुए हैं।
Punjab Roadways bus driver Nanak Chand was the hero of the day, as his brave action and alertness saved many lives. The bus with 74 passengers was en route to Chandigarh from Bamiyal town. Nanak did not panic when one of the terrorists fired at the bus after signalling the driver to stop the vehicle. Instead, he stepped on the accelerator and the terrorist had to jump out of the speeding vehicle's path to avoid being mowed down.
जो इधर से उसने मेरे को मारने की कोशिश की कि ड्राइवर को पहले फर्स्ट गोली मारो। वो बस को चीरती हुई ये इधर से गोली निकली, जहां से इधर से सीधी पीछे तरफ चली गई। उसमें जो आदमी खड़े थे जहां पे ऐसे हाथ में डंडा पकड़ा हुआ था, वो डंडे में से एक वो आदमी गोली इधर से निकल गई, इधर से निकल गई, दूसरे के हाथ से इधर से निकल गई, इधर से निकल गई। वो 2 आदमी जख्मी हो गए, मेरे ऊपर गिर गए जहां पे। हाँ, दोनों आदमी। तुरंत मैंने कनेक्टर को बोला कि ऐसे करो, आप जल्दी से इनको पकड़ो, मैं बस को भगाता हूँ। उसने 2 राउंड फायर और किए, मतलब हवा में गए हैं, जहाँ टायर को मारा है। मेरे को इसको बात नहीं, क्यों मेरे को तो समझ नहीं आ रहा कि मैं इतने आदमी कैसे बचाऊं। मैं तो फिर गाड़ी सुपर फास्ट कर दी, हेडलाइट जगा दिया, हॉर्न मार रहा था कि मेरे को साइड दे दो, साइड दे दो। तो मैं तुरंत गाड़ी सीधे सिविल हॉस्पिटल गुरदासपुर में ले आया।
The terrorists had a bigger sinister plan. They intended to cause more deaths by firing 5 live bombs on the railway track on a small bridge on the Pathankot-Amritsar railway section. A major tragedy was averted as Satpal, a farmer on his way to fetch milk, saw something wired on the bridge and asked a youth to go and inform the railway authorities about the suspicious thing on the bridge. Gateman Darshan Kumar, who was told about the suspicious items on the railway bridge, immediately asked a railway keyman to run and get the passenger train stopped. The train with about 270 passengers was stopped minutes before it crossed the bridge.
पहले हम एक चक्कर निकल गए, तार बिजली की बहुत मोटी सी फैली हुई थी। तो हमने बोला भी इधर पुल पर तार कैसे आ गई। बम तो हमने पहले कभी देखा ही नहीं है, ना हमें मालूम है। जब दोबारा देखा तो उसके साथ काफ़ी पैकेट बंधे हुए थे, तो हमें शक हुआ भी ये कुछ ना कुछ चीज़ बंधी हुई है। तो फिर हमने गेट कीपर के पास आदमी भेजा, तो हमें शक हुआ भी ये जरूर कोई ना कोई जड़ी है, तारा विछी थी बिजली की, तो पैकेट बंधे हुए थे। तो इसलिए इसने अपने चाचे का लड़का मैंने इधर भेजा।
तो सर जिसले उन्होंने मैंने दसिया आन के, तो मैं तो जान लगा था दौड़ के। ते उधरों मैं पीछे जिसले झांती मारी तो कीमैन आ रहा था। मैंने उसको रोला पाया, मैं कहा दौड़ दौड़ दौड़।
उसका क्या नाम है वो भी बता।
अश्विनी कुमार था।
अच्छा, उसको आपने कहा कि तुम दौड़ो वहाँ।
दौड़ो दौड़ो। मैंने फिर जो लो आ गया, मैंने कहता क्या बात है, मैं दौड़ के जाके ते गाड़ी डकनी है, गड्डी चल पड़ी है।
गड्डी कहाँ से चल पड़ी?
गड्डी अपने परमानंद से। और
परमानंद से उस ब्रिज तक कितना फासला था और कितना समय लगता है?
ये जी कोई 4-5 किलोमीटर फैला है। अच्छा। हाँ जी।
तो मतलब 5 या 6 मिनट में तो तय हो जाता?
वो जो जाके पुज गया, जाके देखा थे वो मैं बाद में मैं गया हूँ, जब गड्डी खड़ी हो गई मैं फिर गया था, ते और चक्कर गड्डी खड़ी मतलब कर ली थी उन्होंने जाके।
तब तक गड्डी खड़ी हो गई थी?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
उस टाइम ट्रेन आ गई, फिर ट्रेन उसको रोका, सारी पब्लिक खड़ी हो गई, तो बड़ी मुश्किल से ट्रेन रुकी गई, तो दुनिया की जान बच गई।
They are the reason that terror is defeated every time it strikes, and they are the good news to celebrate. Bureau Report, India Today.
Known and loved across the country as the People's President, Dr. Kalam passed away last week while addressing students in IIM Shillong. As news of his demise spread, there was an outpour of emotions. People from all walks of life came forward to share anecdotes and stories about their interactions with him. They all said one thing, that interactions with him had left an imprint on their lives. Here's a look at how Dr. Kalam changed the lives of people living in a small village in Bihar.
This village in Bihar owes its prosperity to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. These lush green fields, they say, are only because of him. They feel indebted.
आज जो भी हम हैं, उनके बताए हुए मार्ग पर चलने से ही है।
Kalam would visit this village in Paliganj quite often and share his scientific tips with farmers. And these farmers are extremely grateful to the people's president.
3 बार यहाँ आए, पहली बार राष्ट्रपति के हैसियत से और 2 बार और। ये पालीगंज के लिए अपूर्णीय क्षति है। उन्होंने यहाँ आकर के कायाकल्प कर दिया हमारे एग्रीकल्चर में। परंपरागत ढंग से हम खेती धान गेहूं के करते थे, वो नए तकनीक, आधुनिक कृषि यंत्र, नए बीज, ये सारे चीजों को किसानों के बीच ट्रेनिंग करा के हमारा किसानों के आर्थिक अवस्था ही बदल दिया।
पौधे की खेती अच्छे तरीके से हो रहे हैं, खास करके मिंट हुआ, लेमन ग्रास हुआ, आर्टिमिसिया एनुआ हुआ, इसकी खेती यहाँ के किसान कर रहे हैं, तो इनकी आर्थिक स्थिति में सुधार है।
Paliganj is mourning at this point of time, and the last time Dr. APJ Kalam visited Paliganj was in May 2011 when he came here to inaugurate this soil testing laboratory. That was the last time when he came here, and he was also supposed to come here next month, but that will not happen now. And absolutely the village is here is completely mourning, gloomy scenes across, and everyone is saying that we will miss Dr. Kalam, and because he was a visionary, he had a lot of ideas, but they say that they will do everything possible to ensure that they fulfill Dr. Kalam's dreams. With camera person Deepak Kumar, this is Rohit Singh in Paliganj, Patna for India Today.
Extraordinary contributions of 2 Indians towards society have been recognized internationally. Anshu Gupta, the founder of Goonj, and whistleblower Indian Forest Officer Sanjeev Chaturvedi have been selected for this year's Raymond Magsaysay Award. The duo were recognized because they took on the system, a system that had turned a blind eye towards corruption and towards the needs of the poor. Here's a special report.
Whistleblower bureaucrat Sanjeev Chaturvedi and human rights activist Anshu Gupta, Raymond Magsaysay Awardees 2015. Sanjeev Chaturvedi, the 2002 batch Indian Forest Service officer who's currently embattled in a protracted fight with the centre over alleged harassment for his tough stance on graft, was the former chief vigilance officer at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi. The award for him means vindication of his belief and the stand he took.
ये अवार्ड मैं फिर एक बार कहूंगा कि मैं सारे ईमानदार अधिकारियों को समर्पित करता हूं, क्योंकि इस देश में अभी भी बहुत सारे ईमानदार अधिकारी हैं जो अपनी अपनी जगहों पे भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ बहुत ही मुश्किल कंडीशंस में लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं।
The award citation said Mr. Chaturvedi is being recognized for his exemplary integrity, courage and tenacity in uncompromisingly exposing and painstakingly investigating corruption in public office, and his resolute crafting of program and system improvements to ensure that government honorably serves the people of India.
मैं पहले भी उम्मीद करता रहा हूँ वो देश भर में ईमानदार अधिकारी सारे बड़े मुश्किल कंडीशंस में अपनी ड्यूटीज़ का निर्वहन कर रहे हैं, तो उसके बाद जो भी ईमानदार अधिकारी हैं उनको प्रोटेक्शन दिया जाएगा, उनको सम्मान दिया जाएगा और भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ एक सिंसियर लड़ाई शुरू होगी। भ्रष्टाचार की समस्या हमारे देश में बड़ी गहरी है और ये केवल तमाशा करने, नौटंकी करने या भाषण देने से खत्म नहीं होने वाली है। इसके लिए सॉलिड एक्शन चाहिए होगा।
Anshu Gupta, who left his corporate job to start the NGO Gunj in 1999, where he endeavored to change thinking of giving, is ecstatic at the achievement.
It's a very beautiful moment, to be honest. Not for me personally only, but for the team, for the volunteers, and more importantly for the non-issues we have been talking about.
Anshu Gupta has been chosen for the prestigious award for his creative vision in transforming the culture of giving in India, his enterprising leadership in treating cloth as a sustainable development resource for the poor, and in reminding the world that true giving always respects and preserves human dignity.
This is what I always say, that in this country, fighting anything is the toughest thing, and which is extremely important. Whether it is corruption, whether it is the basic development issue or the basic non-issues what we are trying to do, if such people are recognized, it is certainly a proud moment.
Established in 1957, the Ramon Magsaysay Award is Asia's highest honor, celebrating the memory of the third Philippines president, after whom the award is named. It is widely regarded as the region's equivalent of the Nobel Prize. Sanjeev Chaturvedi and Anshu Gupta joined the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, former IPS officer Kiran Bedi, social activist Aruna Roy as the other Indians who have received the award in recent years. Bureau Report, India Today.
Our next story comes from the city of Mumbai, where a group of youngsters have developed an app that helps you identify the smoothest roads in the city with the least number of potholes. Tired of waiting for civic agencies to check the problem of potholes, these youngsters have developed an app that will help you navigate them better.
Potholes on roads have become a routine problem for Maximum City. While most have learned to avoid and walk, ride or drive past them, this group of youngsters decided to tackle the problem head on. These fantastic four have developed a mobile app that spots, clicks and reports a pothole.
So the app works in a very simple way. You spot a pothole, you open the app, you take a picture of the pothole, you report it. And while reporting it, you can share it on your social media as well. So it's essentially working in 3 simple steps: spot, click and report.
So how does this app work?
All that you have to do is go onto your Google Play Store, search for our app called the Spothole app. So you do it, the Spothole app. All you need to do is install the app. So I've installed the app now. Now what you need to do is, see, now I know that there is a pothole there. So what we can do is, we've spotted the pothole. So now we just go ahead and click the pothole. We click and then we share the pothole. So that's a very simple process that we have: spot, click and share on the app.
The app has been launched as a pilot project only for Mumbai City. But their journey to launch this app was not easy. They were short of funds, so they sought public funding. And Mumbai didn't disappoint them. And within a few days, the app had 100 potholes photographed by more than 58 users.
The idea is that to use technology to solve civic problems in this way that, every mobile phone today has GPS, 3G connection. and mobile camera. Now using these three existing technologies, we thought how can we bind them together and come up with an app which will allow the citizens of Mumbai to report a pothole location. So, and the answer to the question is how is it different from the other apps in the Play Store is that anything if you want to make things simple, you have to do it in 3 steps. So that's the thing that we have followed in the app also. In just 3 steps, you can report a pothole. Any citizen of Mumbai can report a pothole. Spot, click, report.
This app provides an option of using the snap clicked by to be posted and shared on social networking sites. The place gets registered on inbuilt maps. This helps other users avoid that particular road where the pothole is. The good news is, this app has also been selected for Government of India's Digital India Challenge. With Mayuresh Ganapati in Mumbai, Shujoy, Good News Today.
Our next story comes from the city of Joy, where citizens are fighting to preserve its architectural heritage. Will they be able to preserve Kolkata's old world charm? Will Mamata Banerjee pay heed to their demands? Here's a special report.
A 400-year-old city, capital of British Empire, outside Europe for over 50 years. And now India's bustling metropolis in the east. Kolkata's history is reflected in these architectural masterpieces, considered as heritage buildings. Often referred to as City of Palaces, Kolkata has hundreds of old bungalows and villas built during the colonial era that may not essentially have the heritage tag, but surely adds to the architectural grandeur of the city. The real estate boom has taken a massive toll on Kolkata's unique architectural heritage. Many old neighborhoods like Soha Bazaar, Bhawanipur and Lansdowne are fast losing their old-style buildings. What are giving way instead are mundane multi-story apartments that all look the same. As a result, the city is fast losing its character. Novelist Amit Chaudhary has spearheaded a citizens' campaign to save Kolkata's distinctive architectural heritage.
I had seen houses coming down from the 90s onwards. I'd seen that the norm was for people to sell houses to developers rather than to other house owners, and for the developers to destroy the house immediately for the price for the value of the land. So what the developers wanted was basically not the house but prime land. So this might happen in certain cases in other cities, but in Calcutta it had become the norm, and it become the only way of thinking of how these houses might be sold. That the houses themselves had no value, but only the land they stood on has value or had value.
Chaudhary has written to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee seeking government intervention to rescue these magnificent structures from becoming history. City's intellectuals like Nobel laureate Amartya Sen, economist Kaushik Basu, Pranab Bardhan, Prasar Bharati director Jawahar Sircar and filmmaker Aparna Sen are all backing his charter.
Not just the iconic Writers' Building, which is listed in the heritage category by the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. There are several buildings like the one behind me strewn all across the city, which are beautifully made and lend a unique architectural quality to the city. Conservationists feel that it is buildings like these which are facing the increasing threat from real estate developers are being razed down with each and every passing day.
Brahmatosh Chatterjee inherited this century-old property in one of Kolkata's landmark localities, Soa Bazaar. Today he finds it difficult to maintain his 3-story ancestral house set on a half-acre prime plot.
খুব পুরনো পাড়া, খুব পুরনো বাড়ি। পাড়ায় আরো এরকম অনেক পুরনো বাড়ি আছে। এটাকে মেইনটেইন করতে গেলে, প্রপার মেইনটেইন করতে গেলে সেটা ভীষণ খরচা সাপেক্ষ।
কেন সেটাই জানতে চাইছি, কেন খরচা সাপেক্ষ?
খরচা সাপেক্ষ এই জন্য এতদিনের পুরনো বাড়ি আমরা প্যাচ ওয়ার্ক করছি, কিন্তু পুরো বাড়িটাকে তারা করতে গেলে এখন আমাকে মিনিমাম 20 লাখ টাকা 30 লাখ টাকা খরচা করতে হবে।
You really can't protect each and every building in Calcutta. The pressure on land is so high that if somebody is offered many crores for a property, he is tempted to sell it, and then the developer is not bothered about the heritage of the city, but he goes in for developing high-rise buildings.
While conservationists say the lure of handing the property to a real estate developer for a premium is too real, Chaudhary explains how one needs to first change the mindset in order to change the reality on ground.
There's also a very big economic argument to keep these neighborhoods and houses. Well, firstly, because in all parts of the world that have preserved these houses, not only does urban renewal occur there in those neighborhoods, but those neighborhoods witness a huge rise in property prices in the end. So it's these old, so-called old houses, or the distinctive houses, which have the greatest property value. These houses are not actually liability. If the mindset changes and becomes more like the mindset in other great cities of the world, we will gradually begin to understand that these houses are actually prime property, like the Victorian houses in Britain.
And Chaudhary's idea seems to have found resonance in some. This South Kolkata mansion was once a dilapidated house left in utter neglect, until restaurant owner Megha Agarwal brought it over and gave it a complete makeover.
So like you said, I've been looking to start a restaurant for a long time. It's been a dream project, and coming across this space was like coming across a dream property. It had all the elements that immediately clicked with me. It had a very good vibe. The minute you entered it, the whole charm and character oozing out of the space sort of, immediately catches your attention. The old world charm and the architectural elements such as arch doorways, double panel doors and stuff like that, straight grills, you don't really find them anymore. You do in parts of Calcutta, but it's becoming sort of lesser and lesser with newer construction happening.
Today, this once dilapidated structure has transformed into a heritage hotel cum restaurant. An example perhaps how to preserve heritage with a bit of imagination and innovation. But conservationists feel there is very little legal provision or incentives that promotes conservation of these old houses.
There is really no incentive provided to the heritage building owners, in spite of the fact that this was suggested by us right at the time when the legislation was being enacted, keeping in mind the act in Mumbai where incentives such as the transfer of development right, TDR, is provided.
And I think Calcutta has enough of a radical intellectual and political legacy to use its urban spaces in a truly creative way rather than package it.
For now, the campaign has stirred a debate about a problem which, like many in the city, is quite unique to Kolkata. So much so that it even inspired a recent film on the issue.
Kolkata, Kolkata, don't worry, Kolkata, amra tomari Kolkata.
In Kolkata, with camera person Tapas Berry and Indrajit Kundu, Bureau Report, India Today.
That's all we could pack into this edition of Good News Today. You can send us your feedback, tweet the team at IT Good News Today. Have a great weekend.